Good to have you all join us. I'm Linda Mariano. I'm the Managing Director of Marketing for Redwood Art Group. And we're also joined by Hannah.
Yeah, hi everyone. I am the social media manager for Redwood Art Group, and we're so happy you're all here today.
So we have a little agenda for you. Now, some of you were on, and if you have questions as we go along, you're free to raise your hand or put questions in the chat. And when I look at who's on right now, I don't know if any of you were on the call last month, but these calls happen every month on the third Wednesday, same time, same channel, and we give you a Zoom link for it. Today it was this morning, but usually we try to do that the day before. That was my bad. But last month we talked about reels, and that reels could be an effective way of marketing. And Hannah gave some examples and kind of got people started with that. And today, I guess I'm wondering, has anybody in the group here, have you used reels, or do you use reels?
I do. And I've had some really good success with that as well. So I really do recommend it. I understand it's good to do a mix of stories, reels, and regular posts, but I do get a lot of engagement with my reels.
That's great. That's great. Anybody else? Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I've used Reels. The problem that I'm facing with Instagram right now is that my posts just aren't getting out in front of people. I check my stats and my business page to kind of see, and it's the numbers of like I have almost 2,000 followers, and my posts are getting in front of like 400 people, if that. So I don't know what to do about that.
Are you, I guess one, are you posting through the app or are you posting through like a planner?
I'm posting, well, I've done both.
Okay.
I've done both. So through either the Canva planner or directly through the app.
Okay. I would post, your next couple posts directly through the app and then keep it. I have your Instagram pulled up. You're pretty consistent with your posting. But once you post, I would actually stay in the Instagram app and go into your, like who you follow and start engaging with all of their posts, because Instagram kind of rewards people for staying on the app longer. So if you're kind of sharing your reel to your story and adding a link in the post and doing like all the facets that Instagram has to offer, they really reward that, and they'll put your post, towards the top. And then also try posting. You can see in your business insights what times your followers are most active. I would post at those times as well.
Okay, I'll try that. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things we wanted to talk about was, so getting into reel development and even giving you some examples of some folks that are using reels and using them very effectively. And maybe they don't get, a lot of views. So you don't need a lot of views. You just need the right viewers, right? It's like so many things. But Hannah, have you got some examples to show us?
Yes. Yeah, so this one here is, I think it's good, especially if you kind of have, a couple new followers, to kind of reintroduce yourself and show just simply who you are and put a face behind it. And then as well as showing a couple pieces that you've been working on. It's just a really simple, quick and easy reel. And then this one I really
Love it.
liked the
You do
sound.
this every day? Yeah. Why? Because I love it. You do this every day? Yeah.
And then we can also send these. I can post these links in the chats. A lot of these are, they have templates with them, so you can actually click on them, open them in Instagram, and use the same template and plug in your own photos and videos as well to recreate them. And then this one's just another really simple, quick, fast reel. Another little trick with reels too, if you're wanting to get more views on them, is to make them really short. So people are playing them over and over again, which racks up a lot more views quicker than if you had a longer form video.
What do you mean by really short?
So less than 5 seconds.
Wow, that is really short.
Yeah. Especially also if you have one that's less than 5 seconds and you put text that takes longer than 5 seconds to read. That's another little just insider trick on, you know, people are going to need to watch it over and over again to read everything that you're saying. And that'll get a lot more views than if you had, you know, a photo where you really only need to see it one time and then you're going to scroll past it.
Okay.
And then just another great example of showing, you know, multiple pieces quickly in one simple reel. And I chose these because they don't take a lot of, you know, the one of the woman sewing, you can just prop up your phone and start recording when you're painting or whichever, you know, form of art you do. It's not intended to be like this crazy high-tech video where it takes a long time to film. It's just kind of capturing what you would originally be doing in your day-to-day life.
And you know, there's a couple of artists that do our shows. The Gebhardts are one, and they post on a continual basis. Sometimes it's reels, sometimes it's a work in progress, sometimes it's a piece of artwork that's getting hung in a collector's home, but they're constantly posting and engaging. And I think that that is one of the important things that brings traffic to you. The other thing that they will do is they, when they do their posts, when they put up a reel, if it's about a particular piece of art that's available for sale, they'll even in the copy they'll even say, you know, DM me if you're interested. And that's a great way to get someone engaged with you. And maybe this piece isn't, I mean, maybe they're interested in this piece, but maybe they're, you know, they're interested. Maybe they can't afford this piece, but maybe there's another piece that's similar, or a piece that they could commission you to create. Another one is Kate Taylor, and I love her reels because Kate is her work is very colorful, and she really, this is a great example of, she does this, you know, overview of creating a piece, and she'll, you know, talk on it, or she'll put copy on it, you know. And for this one, for example, it's exactly what Hannah said. I have to watch it a couple of times because she's got text in there, but I'm so busy watching what she's doing. The other thing that Kate does is she'll sometimes do a post that's more, I'll call it lifestyle. Or she'll do something that is, here's one. She and her husband have a home in the mountains, and she'll talk about going to that place, And sometimes she'll even be painting out on the deck of the home that's up in the mountains. So it becomes a more about her, and now you're really connecting into who she is and what she's all about. And I think that's also important. Another one is Shima Shanti, and Shima, her posts are almost always about her artwork or being at a show, and her artwork is encaustic, and there the messages that she does voiceover with it are really lovely and peaceful, and it kind of brings you into what her artwork is really all about, and also what her story is and why she creates the work that she creates. So those are just some ideas of um, how to create a reel, how to create a reel and post it, and make it have some legs for you. There's nothing wrong also, I would guess, Hannah, in posting it again in a different way, in a different context even.
Totally. You can reuse the same videos and you can, switch them up, different contexts for sure. And these three examples that we just shared are really good examples of people right when you go to their, when we clicked over to Kate, it was a completely different vibe and it was like Kate's branding. And then when we went over to Shima, it looked exactly like how Shima is. And it's a really great way that, those people are sharing exactly what their artwork is, and you can see it kind of as a whole once you go to their profile. And even though like the Gebhardts don't really take you behind the scenes of their life or when they're on the road delivering a piece, but they're still very successful in the Instagram posts that they are showing. And then on Kate, for the other hand, you're following Kate to follow Kate to see what she's up to. And her artwork is just something that's a bonus that follows it. And I'm sure, a lot of her collectors follow, but you really fall in love with her as a persona on Instagram. So that's just a good example that it can only be about your art and it can be incredibly successful, but you can also bring your own lifestyle into it. Maybe you have a dog that follows you around when you go to the studio, or something fun and kind of cheeky in your everyday life that you can share, and people might really gravitate towards that or resonate with it. And then once you get that positive reinforcement and feedback, you can start creating content that aligns with, what the followers are really interested in. And then that kind of gets the ball rolling on being successful and having your posts at the top of people's pages and having them engage with you. So really good examples there.
So Hannah, is there when someone likes you and you see that come through, um, should I be doing something about that?
Yeah, so let's take, if you happen to be exhibiting at Art Santa Fe, for example, or any of our fairs, if someone likes one of your posts, let's say you're trying to get people to come to Art Santa Fe and they like your post, you can send them a DM, a direct message that says, thank you so much for the like. Here's a link for tickets if you're interested in coming to Santa Fe. If not, here's my website where you can preview all of my work. And that kind of opens up it takes away this barrier and allows your followers to be able to message you and talk to you as a person rather than just you as this figure on social media that,
Yeah.
It allows you to be reachable.
Yeah, I like that. And I think that starts to create that personal connection. And, one of the things that I always say is, and I so much think this is true, is that many times, if not all the time, the artwork that someone collects is because they have a relationship with you. And the artwork is really a souvenir of that relationship, a souvenir of that experience. A souvenir, maybe they met you at a gallery, they met you at a studio opening, they met you at one of our fairs. And it's engaging them and creating that, relationship. And out of that relationship comes the opportunity for them to become one of your collectors.
It's also making your connection with someone else on Instagram stronger to where now you're engaging with them, they're engaging with you, and they will start to see your posts coming up and your stories coming up first on Instagram. And it'll kind of get you ahead of the curve in terms of, you know, the other people that they're following.
So does anybody have success on Instagram or social media in general over the last month that they want to share? Anything exciting happen on social media for you?
I had a great thing happen. I had one of my posts, a woman reached out to me. She lived in Memphis, Tennessee, and she just reached out and we just began a conversation. And it was odd because she called me on the telephone, and I typically don't get, calls, and I did accept it, which was also odd. So, but we actually formed a friendship over the last month, and it worked around to, she found, of course, that I was a painter. And then so she just had me commission a piece, and it's going to go to her family farm in Ireland. She's actually Irish. She lives here. But so, yeah, that was kind of a strange and awesome, shows some of the power of what you're speaking of.
That's great. I love that story. Anybody else? Okay, so you have to try some of this stuff, and next month, come back and tell us your story. So last month we also, excuse me, we also talked about budgets. And it's hard to think about budgets and how you're really planning spending your money. What is your marketing budget? Are you reaching out? Are you the website developer for your website, or is somebody helping you with that? And so that becomes part of your budgeting process. How do you sell your art? Are you relying on social media? Are there other places that you're marketing your art, and what are the costs involved with that? I know, for example, that Carrie is going to be doing our Art Santa Fe show. So when you do a fair, a festival, a street fair, any of those things, all of that flows right into your marketing budget. And do you boost on Facebook or Instagram? If you're using social media, boosts are, give up that one Starbucks a week and just spend that money doing a boost. Hannah, how does a boost work? How do you do that?
Yeah, so you take one of your posts, and I'm assuming all of you probably have a business account on Instagram so you can see your insights and how your posts are performing. Instagram, if you go into the ad center, will actually feed you a post that has the highest engagement and comments and likes and or views if it's a reel, and they'll suggest that you boost it. You can also choose to boost any post you want. It could be a little bit about yourself to introduce yourself to new people. It can be a piece that you're working on that you really want to sell. It can be your work that you're going to share at Art Santa Fe. Whatever it is, you go by through Instagram, you boost the post, which means you're putting money behind it to run it more of an ad. So it gets to be viewed by more people. And you are also in control of the type of audience that you want it to hit. If you only want it to hit people in Santa Fe, or if you only want to hit the 5 surrounding states around your area, or whatever it is. So you're in control of the audience as well as the budget behind it. You can do $5 a day. You could do, $10 for 2 weeks, whatever it is. And you can kind of go through, once it's being boosted, how it's performing, if you need to cut back and maybe boost another post, if you want to up the amount of time you're boosting it for, or the price. So I think boosted posts are really amazing. We do it on our end for fairs, for exhibitors and attendees as well. So we've had a lot of success, and it's able to get you to reach a lot more people and also gain a bigger following as well. And it doesn't have to be, $100 a day. It can be really simple.
I have a question for you. This is Cecilia from California, and I boost my post often. So I'm curious, what is it that you select for targeting people? So for example, I select people that they read American art collectors, magazine, and fine art. So what is it that you select on that section?
Yeah, so you can do like art collector, or you can even do, if they're interested in art museum or painting or collecting art, whatever it is. I would tailor it to the post that you're boosting. So let's say you want people to come to Art Santa Fe and see your work. I would tailor it more towards art gallery, art museum, art collector, because those are going to be the people that are interested in going to these events rather than targeting an artist, because you really want to be targeting the collector.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but I didn't know if you were doing something special. So that I wasn't, still doing. Thank you.
Yeah. And even try to do some, A/B testing and taking a post and boosting it towards one audience, and then taking a really similar post and boosting it towards a little bit of a different audience, and see which one lands better for you.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So I want to take the last few minutes of our time together today and to show you what we've been working on our side. Actually, Laura's been doing the work. But we're working on revamping our website and all of the pages on the website. And one of the things that you have as a art club member are your storefronts, and we put this together as a gallery. And so, Laura, why don't you give us an overview of what you're showing us now? I think you're on mute.
Sorry. Yes, I was. I'm not ready for today, guys. So yes, this is going to soon replace our sort of shop at the top here, where it's going to become a gallery, where people can just view everyone who's on the site like this, and then just browse. So this is coming up pretty soon. Here's, I guess, the assignment. If you see yourself in here and you know that you don't have your banner done, you don't have a logo in here yet, it could be even just a picture of you. Get that in the works and think about it, because this is going to be a major landing page of the site coming up. So if you have any new works you want to get up too, it'd be a good time to do it.
And if you need help, or if you haven't got your gallery set up, you can reach out to Kelly. She's not on the call today. She usually is, but she and Eric are traveling today. And you can reach her at kelly@redwoodartgroup.com. She's there to help you and make sure you've got everything set up. If your art has been up for a while, you want to take a look at what's there, make sure that it's fresh, that the artwork that is currently available is part of your gallery. Yeah. So I think that anything else, this looks great.
Good job, Bernadette.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks really good, Bernadette.
No, nothing for you to do this month.
Yeah.
Well, the work isn't updated,
Oh, okay. Well, okay, good.
so I
So-
should be.
Great. So anybody have questions? You have burning questions that you wanted to talk about today? We've been telling you what we wanted to talk about.
Linda, this is Tara. I have one question for you.
Sure.
Pricing. How do you know if you've priced your art appropriately for the market?
Is it selling?
No.
Okay. So then you need to take a look at what your prices are.
Yeah.
Take a look at what other artists who have work that's similar to yours, what their prices are. And then I think that, you know, if you are, you know, if you've got a group of contacts, it never hurts to ask them what they think, and reach out to them. And, you know, there's people to talk to about this who will, you know, give you, I call it grandma marketing. So if my granddaughter comes to me with something that she's created, of course I'm going to tell her, oh honey, it's wonderful. And everybody would want this. But go to somebody that you think has a objective opinion, somebody who does collect art, and ask them what they think about your art. And, you know, I'm also happy, Sharita, to have a conversation with you personally and take a look at the artwork with you and make some determinations. We're, you know, we're all here to help you, to share our
Yeah.
expertise.
Yeah,
So
so-
don't hesitate to reach out to any one of us. And
Yeah. Linda, sorry, my name is Tara. I don't go by my first name. I never
okay,
use
all
it.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
so thank you. I appreciate the advice and I will take a look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, and if you want, actually there is an article, I think it's in the resource library, about pricing your work. If it's not there, I'll make sure it gets there. So that it's a good article. It was written by Eric Smith, who owns the company. He's got a lot of years experience selling art. So that's a good resource also. I'll make sure that you have a link to that.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry,
Brenda?
one more quick question, getting back to Instagram. I've been really trying to get people to follow me who are not other artists. And I'm having a hard time with that. And I've tried all kinds of hashtags, you know, from interior designers to art collectors to, I don't know, just art lovers. You know, I'm wondering if you have any suggestions. You know, I've heard the advice that you should use hashtags that pertain more to who you are as a person and what you care about. I'm not sure that advice is really helping. Any suggestions?
Yeah, I would focus less on the hashtags and more on the content that you're sharing. So instead of, I would make it more towards like my artwork is available for, I don't know if you do commissions, but you know, for sale, or I'm going to be at X, Y, and Z fair. I would really tailor it to content that collectors would want to see. So, you know, here's a piece, here's how it would look in your home. Here's, you know, an interior design example of how it would look in a bedroom versus an office, something like that. So they can kind of see, start to visualize your pieces in their home, as well as this would be a really good time to boost a post. You could do a reel kind of introducing who you are, your type of work, and then put $5 behind it for 2 weeks and see how it does, and tailor that audience to those art collector words, you know, contemporary art lover, whatever it is that you want to reach. Yeah.
And I just sent a note to, this is Cecilia again. I sent a note to Linda Mariano. I would like, if she has the time, to look at my Redwood group page and to make that comparison of my paintings and the price and kind of get her opinion on what she thinks about it. Because Arnet issued an interesting article last month saying that all galleries and many artists were lowering the prices. And I lowered mine to the fee per linear inch that I charge for my last commission. So, but I still would like to have Linda's opinion on that, if possible.
Yeah, I just chatted you back, Cecilia, and I'll send you an email and we'll
Awesome.
set a time to get together.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. Well, all right. Here's your next week or next month assignment. So between now and connecting with you again in June, make sure that you've got your gallery updated and your logo's there and your banner is there. All of that is done, and then really take a look and try posting a reel and seeing what happens, and then we can talk about it and see what your results were. Have a great month and have a great Memorial Day. And we'll see you in June.